Pritchett. Now second down from the 19, 13 to go, loss of 3. Brandon Bennett. Oh. Boy, it is tough inside today. Marvin Cross, number 91, also Lamarick Simpson there for the Tigers. Neither team finding it going very good up the middle.
That's an excellent defensive play by Cross. Watch him stand the blocker up and then stay square and then come in on Brandon Bennett and not allow him any yardage at all. That's a superb defensive football play.
Well, the Clemson defense has done what they've done all year when opponents have got down there, and that's shut down the offense. 3rd and 12. Another big third down play for the Gamecocks. Tannehill with time. Toby Cates, touchdown. Steve Tannehill to Toby Cates, his 7th touchdown catch of the year.
Well, that's an outstanding play. Tannehill just puts it right on the money. And Mike, we talked about earlier that they were trying to move Toby Cates around and put him in position where he could get a good matchup. Watch Tannehill. He sets his feet, throws a perfect strike to Toby Cates. Of course, Brian Dawkins, the strong safety, was just not able to get in good position because Cates had inside position on him.
Reed Morton to the extra point. He's been perfect all season. He's 26 out of 26 this year. The South Carolina game clock have drawn first blood 7-0 over the Clemson Tigers on an 18-yard touchdown pass. Steve Tannehill to Toby Cates. And some of the South Carolina faithful here really delighting in their team, getting some offense going after the turnover.
Well, he had good position. See, Cates was inside of number 20, Brian Dawkins. When you get that kind of position, you have to interfere with the receiver to break up the pass.
Toby Cates has 3 catches today for 54 yards, and of course that 1 touchdown that you see his teammates congratulating him about. Steve Tannehill, a good day, 9 for 14. But it was all started by the interception by the South Carolina defense.
Well, Corey Bell making the big play on that.
Tannehill was absolutely correct. 1st and 5, ball now at the 14-yard line. Tannehill changing the play. This is Pritchett up the middle. Stanley Pritchett, touchdown, South Carolina.
What a hole made by the offensive line of South Carolina. Vincent Dinkins, the center, paves the way for Pritchett as he goes up inside. Boy, that's excellent line blocking.
A run of 14 yards by Stanley Pritchett.
Watch Dinkins, hits the center, opens the hole up for the fullback Pritchett. Boy, Vincent Dinkins did a good job, number 73, blocking the nose guard of Clemson.
Stanley Pritchett with his 8th touchdown of the season. Reed Morton is on to try the extra point. Morton's kick is absolutely perfect. South Carolina now out in front, 14-7.
Watch the center. Makes the block. Good running right there. Breaks tackles, and Pritchett goes into the end zone. That was Beckwith rather than Dinkins. That was number 53 rather than 73.
I was going to say, let's give some credit to the freshman, Paul Beckwith from Palatka, Florida, who was in there in replace of Dinkins and did a great job opening up that hole. Let's take a look at some other scores from around the country. Games being played today. Wow, what a shootout they're having in Durham, huh? 17-17, North Carolina and Duke. Syracuse out on top of Maryland, 21-3. And Virginia, great game there, and that's you know what that Virginia Tech-Virginia rivalry is all about, don't you, Coach?
Well, that's just like this.
Announcer is Bob Fulton. He is retiring after this year. 43 years of calling Gamecock sports. They had a special ceremony for him just a moment ago at halftime.
Michael has a Clemson jersey for you with your name across the back, and with number 43 representing the number of years which you have broadcast South Carolina athletic events. Hold it up high.
Bob Fulton, certainly one of the greats in this business. His booth is right beside us, and he hadn't made it back yet, but he'll be back soon and calling the second half of this game as Jeff Sauvé gets set to kick off for the Clemson Tigers. 14-7. Gamecocks out on top. This will be Bennett. Bennett a yard deep in the end zone. Oh, and he's going to throw it across the field. That was a lateral. This is Reggie Richardson. It fooled the Clemson defense. Richardson at the 20. Richardson down to the 6-yard line. Oh, my, Bill.
What a great play. That's one of the old plays out of my book, Mike. The lateral on the kickoff. You know, he was tackled by his own man. He fell over his own man, Richardson, I believe. All right, no, it was Nick Lowe, number 11. He fell right over the back of him. Watch this. Throws it right out. My gosh, what a play. Look at that wall set up. Good block there by number 16.
You see a play like that and you wonder, hey, why do teams do this more often? Boy, you talk about a lightning strike at the start of the second half. My goodness.
What a surprise. You normally do that late in the game.
Darryl Nicklow, you saw on the sideline, shaking up just a little bit. Pritchett and Bennett in the backfield. First and goal from the 6-yard line. Wow, this crowd is in shock. This is Bennett on the toss sweep. Bennett, touchdown. Brandon Bennett.
Well, that was a sweep and just good blocking up front. No one laid a hand on Bennett when he went into the end zone. The offensive line just came off with a lead blocker. Let's take a look at it, Mike. That's good blocking. That's Pritchett leading. Oh, excellent protection up front. Oh, they stick it in there and just come off the ball very well.
You ought to see the coach up here in the booth hunkered down. That was a Bill Dooley play, the kickoff special play, and that toss sweep. Reed Morton to attempt the extra point. Lightning has really struck here in Clemson early. 21-7, South Carolina over Clemson. Let's go back and take a look at this kickoff return play. You know they worked on it all week. Here's Brandon Bennett.
Got the wall set up, throws it over. Wow, look at the blocks made by the people in the wall. There's Benji, the fullback, being blocked, number 40. And watch number 11. Bennett falls right over number 11's back. Nicklow, that's the receiver, Darryl Nicklow, or else he would have scored.
And here's the scoring play. The old simple toss sweep, the fullback leading the way.
But look at the blocking up front, Mike. No one puts a hand on Bennett when he goes into the end zone.
Brandon Bennett. Bennett scoring the touchdown that's put the Gamecocks out in front. 21.
I imagine, Mike, they're going to let it run down and probably get a 5-yard penalty, delay, then kick the ball.
I don't think a 5-yard penalty would upset anybody on the South Carolina side at this point. And that's exactly what happens. 1:42 left. The 5-yard penalty for delay of game, and South Carolina will no doubt punt it away. Clemson will have one last shot. Saw there the sign held up. State chance. Which is what this battle is all about. Bragging rights for the next year. And Bill, I find it amazing that the road team continues to play so well in this game. Now the 4th year in a row that the team on the road has won the game.
Well, that's unusual, very unusual. You would think because of the crowd noise here in Clemson that they would have the advantage, but that's not true. It's certainly not true in Columbia.
Nobody back deep for Clemson, and Simpson will try to put it away. Out of bounds. Got it out of bounds, okay. Straight out of bounds. Hit a photographer in the head. That's about a 4 or 5 yard punt, wasn't it? Now Clemson will have one shot to get another score on the board. 1:35 left. They trail by 20. In Clemson, you see some happy Gamecock fans. 1:35 away from victory. Another whistle, and again, maybe a false start on the part of Robert Jackson, the right offensive tackle, number 72, I believe, moved. Should South Carolina hang on and win this game, which it appears they are going to do, it will be the first winning season for the Gamecocks since 1990. A lot of second teamers getting some playing time now in the game. Louis Solomon, quarterback's going to be sacked. Maynard Caldwell, backup defensive end in the game now, number 89. Caldwell with the sack. First Gamecock team to win 4 road games in one season. They lost a couple of heartbreakers this year, but that is in the history of the football program. Oh, picked off. This could be a touchdown. Benji Young, number 49, on the interception of the Louis Solomon pass. It was intended for Antoine Wyatt. Benji Young, the sophomore from Rock Hill, picks it off. And the Gamecocks add another 6 points onto the scoreboard.
Well, it looks like another tip drill, Mike. Solomon's back to pass, intended for 19, right off of his fingertips, and there's number 49. He takes it in for the score.
Benji Young.
And it's just another tip drill. Good concentration on the football.
Louis Solomon, 1 out of 8 today, 1 interception, 1 out of 8 for 4 yards. Not near the offense that Louis had hoped for when he came to the game. Mark Saylor, number 15, will now attempt the extra point. He's a senior, getting in the game, in this game that means so much to the people of this state. Always be able to say, hey, I played the day we beat Clemson. Saylor's extra point attempt is blocked. Brian Dawkins, not giving up, playing to the last play of the game, comes through and blocks the extra point attempt. And there are some words being exchanged down on the field. Now 33-7.
This is a tip pass, number 19, right in his hands, and it just bounces out. I mean, it's one of those things that Barry Young is just alert and picks up the ball that was intended for Wyatt.
Benji Young with the touchdown. Well, let's tell you about our players of the game, and I think Steve Tannehill certainly had a great game, so did Brandon Bennett, but Toby Cates, 4 big catches for 84 yards and a big touchdown to get the offense going. And Brian Dawkins, who we just saw blocking the extra point, he really played hard the whole game today.
Well, he did, and he hasn't given up. You know, one thing we need to mention is Toby Cates getting outside on those punt returns. Those could have been 2 big plays in the ball game.
Well, you saw Brad Scott a little wet there, and that wasn't all from perspiration today.
Yeah, he's had the traditional
bucket of water poured on him. Why not? He's got to be happy finishing his first season as head coach. There comes some ice and water, and here come the students down on the field. That's a mob scene out there. 33-7 the final. We talked about big plays. Big plays were the difference in this football game. We'll come back to Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. Final score, Gamecocks win at 33-7.
Brought to you by your neighborhood Exxon dealers and distributors, who invite you to stop by for the reliable performance of Exxon 93 Supreme Gasoline. Rely on the Tiger. By the Jefferson Pilot Life Insurance Company, the vision to power your dreams. By Hardee's, your tailgating headquarters and a proud partner with the Atlantic Coast Conference. By First Union, when it comes to service, everything matters. By BC Powder, no matter where you're hurting, nothing works faster than BC Powder. And by your local Carolina Dodge dealer, home of the minivan store and America's truck stop.
Mike Hogwood and Bill Dooley back with you in Clemson, South Carolina, where the Gamecocks have just beaten the Tigers 33-7. You see that mob crowd. Oh, they're very excited down there. These Gamecock players will remember this for a long, long time. When you come on somebody else's home field and you come away a winner, that is something to really crow about, as the Gamecocks would do, and they are doing that right now. Bill, I want to ask, what do you think was the key in this game today for South Carolina to come away a winner?
Well, I think the big key was the big plays. The big plays, the offensive line did a tremendous job. They allowed